Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of Europa Universalis 4. This is Royal Britannia, given to me very kindly by Paradox, before it's actually available to you guys, and I believe it's released on the 20th? Fairly sure it's the 20th. And we are currently playing as Scotland, which are definitely my Achilles heel, because I've never had a good game as Scotland. Things are going fairly smoothly at the moment. We've got our alliance with France, we've got an alliance with Denmark, we're working on one with Ulster, and also with Aragon. Oh, we are allied with Ulster. I was kind of hoping that we would be able to expand through Ulster diplomatically, but I'm not entirely sure that that's going to be feasible. Their economic strength compared to ours is too high. That is an 8 development province, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. So right now France is fighting against Britannia and Castile, who are actually landing some troops, which is good for us, because if Castile's just landing troops piecemeal, then the French are going to be beating up Britannia, killing off the Castilians piece by piece, which means that the Franco-Aragonese alliance is going to be that much stronger in comparison to the Castellan, so they might well be able to turn on and destroy Castile. Though Castile's bringing in more and more troops. Not quite so good. Also, why is there a big army up there? Ah, you're fighting Utrecht as well. Poor Utrecht. That's not going to end well for you, I'm sorry to say. Ooh. Mission button's actually got a button now. It used to be stuck in with decisions, I believe. Well, I'm working on going into Ireland, but I'm not convinced that getting Ulster is going to help. Advancing the frontier would be nice, and getting the Northern Isles. We will be doing the Northern Isles. Gain money. Marvellous. From wool exports. So Brittany is now occupied. They're going to be taking Ulster out, and then they can focus entirely on the Castellan assault down here, although they've already taken over Narbonne, which unfortunately is one of their forts. So the Castellans are well and truly inside. Which is slightly worrisome, because this does mean that France is going to be distracted against the English threat. Have the Danes dealt with their rebels? They have. Excellent. That does make me rather happier. Our manpower is at maximum. Money is improving. I'll probably spend the money on building a fort in the East March, just to make sure that my entire border area is completely guarded. We're at full relations with Aragon now. They still don't have an alliance, although it's fairly close. If I were able to get rid of the Scottish naval strength difference, although against Aragon that's kind of unlikely. I'd need to save up for heavy ships, and I don't particularly want to do that just yet. Although ultimately beating the English at sea is going to be important. Although having the Danish and the French navies will help. And if I can get the Aragonese navy, then GG. France is improving relation. Right, that's us doing with France. So we're still doing Ulster. So we need to do it with the Isles. I'm actually kind of happy that I didn't start as the Isles now. That would have been bad, starting as a vassal. And then with Ulster, well, we're improving relations with them at least, so they'll give us money and stuff. Oh no, sorry, it's the Isles that give us the money, not Ulster. They're an ally, they're not a vassal. Okay, so it looks like the French military just successfully stomped the Castellan one. Utrecht has been captured, although the Utrecht army is back resieging it. Brittany remains sieged, and they are slowly but surely retaking those territories, so this should be a French victory. Yeah, plus 47 already. And that's only going to go up as the war goal has been conquered. Am I able to recruit more soldiers? Yes, I am. And I probably should. Although my budget right Although my budget right now cannot handle that. Ah, still got this bloody cold. Ugh. Not pleasant. Like, when I can feel the cough coming on, it's usually fine because I can kind of brace myself for it. When it just appears when I'm like halfway through speaking a word, then it usually just completely catches me off guard. Utrecht are giving money. Cool, so Utrecht are out the fight. So this is now just Brittany and Castile. Big fight going on here. The French do have reinforcements coming in, but I suspect they've already lost. They have. No, Castile ran! They saw the 15,000 men coming. Oh, nice. Well done, France. So France just needs to retake these two, especially the fort. And then once they do that, taking out Castile should be relatively easy. Like, how is the army situation here? So they have 35,000. Castile has 19. England's at 23. England actually has less than you might expect. You know what? We're going to train up some more infantry. Going to make use of the fact that we have very good infantry forces. Then the other thing I want to just take a look at is whether any of my allies will join the fight. No, so we need to get the favours with Scotland. Oh, with France, and then we probably could. The Renaissance has appeared. Okay. Yeah, now we're losing money because we have those troops built. 0.06. It's because we have such an expensive advisor, but we kind of want him so that we can get the level 4 military technology as quickly as possible, which will allow us to get more innovativeness. Let's move you over. Alright, that's done. So we are still losing an absolutely tiny amount of money, but it should be fine. Venice has announced Austria as a new enemy. It's actually kind of good that England hasn't gone and declared war on France while France is distracted. Who else are you allied with? Genoa. Ooh. So with Aragon, Genoa combined navy strength would be quite potent. Interesting. But France didn't call in any allies. The English are getting rid of their trade protection stuff. What I could do is embargo England. Although if England embargoed me, that would be double bad. Although I kind of suspect that they already are. No, they're not. Well, I'm going to do it anyway because I'm not their rival, so it will cost them more to embargo me. And because I do have ships off of their coast, this is going to reduce their trade ability. Ulster's relations are now maxed out. So I'm going to go into this thing. I'm going to go to diplomacy. I'm going to say add a diplomat to allies. Allies? No, we'll do this myself. So who else is likely to become an ally? Lots of the little guys. Mecklenburg potentially. Saxony potentially. Brandenburg. Lubeck. Is Lubeck rivals with Denmark? Probably. They're not. So getting the Hansa in my little alliance network would be pretty nice. And not impossible either. You know what? Go ahead and improve relations. I mean, we're not going to have the same rivals or anything. But we can certainly try to improve relations. And then Burgundy would be the other one, but Burgundy's rivals with France and Denmark. Yeah, that's not going to happen. As much as their rivals... England's expanding. I don't like this! Military technology. Didn't get us any innovativeness. Though we are ahead of time. Being ahead of time, does that give us more? Currently changes by 0.005 a month due to being technologically ahead. Military access from Offlay. Sure. Which is these chaps. Has France won their war yet? Plus 71. Oh, and they're actually properly invading Castile at this point. Alright, well that's good. Full annexation was requested. Cool. So France is now that much stronger. Burgundy's declared war on England. Ooh. So we should really send another spy down into the English. France has revoked the guarantee, that's fine. We have an alliance. So Burgundy is going to have a large navy. They should be able to do quite a significant amount of damage to the French navy, to the English navy, which is a really good thing. Like, if Burgundy can sink as many English ships as possible, then the combined Danish, Scottish, French navies should have a better chance. Royal marriage from France, yes. All the things that I really should have had already, and I'm kind of surprised I didn't. Royal marriage from the Isles? Yes, absolutely. I mean, we're at 100% relation with the Isles now. When can I begin the process of annexing you? 54. 3 more years. Nice. So did the English lose any important ships? They did lose a couple of heavies and most of their lights. They still have a massive fleet of transports. So the Danish with their 24 galleys would be really, really useful. Just wish I had a bit more money so I could invest in more of a navy myself. I mean, the thing that I could do is improve development to increase money. For which I would really need to start getting economic ideas. Improvements in naval technology. Do it. Very close to getting level 4. Are they level 4 already? They're not. Oh, I really want to go after England. So France would join if we offered them something. Denmark, however, would not. How many favours do we have? 2. With the Danish? 8. So unfortunately we just need to wait. I mean, the best case scenario would be for England to declare war on us. There we go, they've expanded, so they're going to be building up some aggressive expansion. So I still have this free diplomat. So how are the relations between Lubeck and I looking? Not dreadful. Let's continue improving our relations with them. Aragon? Aragon's really close. So let's cancel you and continue improving relations with Aragon. Which I don't think they're doing anymore. France having rebels, that's not good. France has started improving relations. Oh, with us! We also gain 1 point in diplomacy. Nice. Which we can now take up in. Awesome. French forces are kicking the rebels, but there are a lot of French rebels there. Which doesn't make me best pleased. Oh, we're only 4 points away. So there are a couple of diplomatic things we could do with Aragon to try and improve that. Innovativeness is now going down because we are no longer ahead of time in military. So we did get to 0.01. Sorry, 0.11. Does it say anywhere what that actually gives me at that level? No. Okay. So getting it up to 100 is going to be kind of difficult. Alright, so if we stopped improving relations with the Isles, or with Ulster, I think that was Ulster, and instead did some work with Aragon, because this is an alliance I'm really eager to get. This will put us one over our limit, but I'm okay with this. Because in a year we can start to annex the Isles. Right. So we could do things like proclaiming a guarantee. We can get military access. I think it's mostly if we give it to them though. Dynastic, they would not accept it in that yet. Guarantee. Too rich and powerful. Marriage they wouldn't do. We could send them gifts. Though I can't really. I don't have any gifts to give. Maintain the diplomat. So what's likely to change? Scottish army strength is now ahead of there, so if I built some more troops, that would help. Yeah, I don't think the access is going to do anything, is it? No. So I'm going to cancel that, so I don't spend a diplomatic slot on it until we actually get an alliance with them. So I'm going to cancel that. They are, I hope, improving relations with me. They are. Oh, they absolutely are. Oh, awesome. Okay, so that's just a matter of time at this point. And here's the admin ideas. We are now ahead of time. No. We're on time. We're actually behind the time. Wait, really? Yeah, we're still behind in admin. Interesting. Oh, I really want this alliance. They are definitely improving relations with me now. So I think that this is going to happen. Meanwhile, the war against Burgundy, how's that going? The English army seems to be over in Burgundy now, or in France. So if we went to war at this point, the French army could just jump on the English army. Portugal would not join. So this would just be France and I against England. And the Portuguese army is already over here too. Novgorod's disbanded. I mean, I'd have to fire my advisor, unfortunately, as soon as I started. Burgundy's actually occupying Portugal. Interesting. Come on, Aragon. Keep on improving those relations, buddy. Let's go and improve relations with Denmark again. Just to make sure that we keep them sweet, keep them on side. Although it is 54, so when exactly... I have a feeling it is January 54. Can I start annexing you? Oh, I just need a diplomat. Alright, Denmark, you come back. Sorry, Denmark, I keep on sending someone over to you, and then they're like, actually, we have other things to do. Cost 4 a month. Do it. This really shouldn't take very long. Didn't. Okay, So we have successfully done the Revoking the Isles mission, which is going to give us some more manpower in the Highlands. It's also going to give us some more money. Next up would be the Bank of Scotland, so we need at least 1,000 ducats. It would increase our income and inflation reduction for 20 years. And leads to weathering the Reformation. Oh, right. The other thing I would like to do is improve relations with the Pope. Because if I do that, then I start earning some more papal points. And can spend those on juicy bonuses. Alright, so we are now stronger than we were previously. We've got some more troops just for free. And some more ships. So these two I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of. These guys can go ahead and protect trade in the English Channel. Along with my main fleet, and they should merge up soon. Oh, they climbed away again. It's because I think they're rebuilding their navy. Alright, so the Portuguese army is on the way home. I really want to start this war. But I don't think Denmark's in any position to join because I think they've still got loans. I'm still losing money. And there's nothing I can really do about that right now. I mean, if I absolutely had to, I could debase the currency and get some inflation, although I don't have any way of tackling inflation just yet. And next idea group. Oh, next idea will be the idea groups, for which I am 100% taking economic ideas. We need to build up our economy in order to stand any chance against England whatsoever. I mean, getting military ideas is tempting, but one, I want the 20% development bonus so that I can start improving Scotland itself. And two, I want the inflation reduction so I can debase currency when needed. And three, having cheaper buildings is better because it's just all economy. Ladislaus of Austria has been elected the new emperor. We can still only rival Denmark, which I'd much rather not do. Spreading Novgorod is planning to attack the Livonian Order because he is a babbling buffoon. So it looks like Burgundy might actually break the alliance between England and Portugal if they piece Portugal out. Though Burgundy itself is being occupied. And because I saw the Portuguese army marching through France, I suspect that they do have access. They could hit that. Ulster have insulted me. Probably an event. This money issue is becoming critical. Like, I want to get this as quick as possible. So we're going to go ahead and focus it, in fact. Because I'm going to have to get rid of that advisor soon, because I'm just losing too much money. Like, as soon as we go to war, he's gone. Regardless, because I'll need to raise the armies to full strength. Burgundy's beating the English army. And is taking land back. Because the Portuguese army is left. How's the English army doing? That's the navy. England still has 24,000, but their manpower is really low. They're actually having to do mercenaries. France's manpower is not looking too hot either. In fact, France has less troops than they do at the moment. It's because of all the rebels, I think. Although the French should be rebuilding at this point. They're not at war with anyone. Oh right, I can make a state. Do it. And do I need to core them? No. Estates demand provinces. Of course they do. Clergy. Okay. Grain, grain, wool, grain. So these used to just be the Isles. That's definitely been split up. Scotland. Perth is new. Inverness is new. This used to all just be the Highlands. So yeah, Scotland's gained quite a few new provinces. I think Argyll's new as well. Well, both of these are worth virtually nothing, so the clergy can have the Outer Hebrides. Which should... Nope, that did not sort them. Expect to control at least 15%. I guess I just got to the size where the clergy just like, oh, by the way, this land, we want some. I really don't want to give him Aberdeen. Aberdeen's worth stuff. Sutherland. Sutherland's already for the nobility. Give Aberdeen to the clergy. There we go, that solved it. 16% from both. You guys really like me now. So I would like to cash in on that fact, although you are going to be earning me more money because the national tax is high. You gain 10 influence for that. Demanding admin support, you would lose 20 loyalty, which would drop you down to 46. But you would give me admin. Do it. Still getting the national tax. In fact, if I ask the Burkers for a contribution, the tax efficiency frankly does not matter that much. Oh, it was only a 10% loyalty. Have they rebalanced these? No, I don't think so. But that allows me to keep the advisor on for longer. And also the happy clergy, it means I'm earning more cash, which is great. You have a surprisingly large navy. The Irish are claiming stuff off of me. Are we still being warned by the English? Yes. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Portuguese are fighting back. In fact, the Portuguese are heading back north. So I think that this war between the Burgundy and England is kind of inconclusive. At the moment, Burgundy is winning. But I don't know if that's going to remain. At least this is using up English resources, which is great. Influenza. Quarantine it. Definitely quarantine. Political crisis. Political crisis can occur at any time. The king can lose 10 legitimacy because he is righteous. I think that sounds like the best option. How are we doing for... Yeah, we're going to be taking up real soon. You guys are still on military 3 because you have the terrible king. Of course you do. No, you've got a new one. Elizabeth I. Oh, it's a regency. You got Elizabeth quickly. England accepted peace from Burgundy. England will pay 100 ducats to Burgundy. They didn't take anything from them, though. And this is going to mean that the armies are moving back. So it's at this point that I should really try and declare war before they ship everyone home. So let's go ahead and... I still don't want that alliance. Damn it, Aragon. Denmark would join, but France would not. Arrgh! France is 400 in debt. How's the Danish military looking? Denmark, 15,000 standing army. England, standing army, 10. If I declared war on them, Portugal would not join. How many favours do I have with France? 4. That's going to take a while. You know what? We're going to do this. We're going to embark upon this. Because I need to start taking some stuff off of the English. We are doing a conquest one. We're going to go for Cumbria and Northumberland. I don't want to take too much. I'd absolutely love to bring the English, the French in for this one, but I don't think we're going to be able to. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode, so thank you everyone for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you get notifications when this stuff goes live in the future. If you've really enjoyed this, then do consider supporting me on Patreon, for which you can find a link in the description below, or you can just go to patreon.com/MordredViking. I stream mostly on Twitch, which you can find at twitch.tv/MordredViking if you want to see this being recorded live. I'm just doing these before time because I wanted to get them out as soon as the embargo went up. And I think that's it. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.